Por favor, tomamos asiento, por favor.
Hola, hola, hola. Ahora sí. ¿Ya está? Welcome to the final countdown. Venga. Venga, arriba, arriba. Okay. Now, hello. Gracias. Gracias. Now is the time to see what has happened these days. Now it's time to see the projects that the attendance has been working for these days with a lot of pressure, with a lot of uncertainty. So I am very anxious, eager to see them, nervous even. I hope less than them. They have to be more nervous than me. But it's the time. So these are the rules. It's easy. The groups, we're going to call one by one the groups to present their work. They have only 5 minutes to explain the project. And then the jury will be able to make 1 or 2 questions, short answers, please. There are a lot of groups. And then you have to get out the stage as quick as possible. Okay? After that, the jury will think about, will find the best solutions, and we will give prizes. We have prepared for the attendance, for the challenge, and we'll see what happens. So I'm not gonna lose more time. So we can start. No, I have to introduce the members of the jury. Excuse me. So first of all, Ignacio Ballester, Deputy Country Manager of MSC Spain. Can you stand up, please? Stand up. Scott Holland, Chief Product Officer at Navis. Please stand up. Jorge Marcos Martínez, member of the innovation team of Valenciaport. Thank you. Iñaki Olaizola, Business Process Excellence Manager at Tiva. Juan Manuel Díez, Jefe de Planificación Estratégica e Innovación de la Autoridad Portuaria de Valencia. Inés Oliveira, Global Head of Telefónica Open Future. And Olga Broto, Managing Director at Innova y Acción. So I need the list. La lista de los grupos. La lista de los grupos la tenía. Just 1 second. La lista de los grupos. La lista. ¿Con? Okay. Excuse me. So, are you ready? Yeah? A little bit louder, please. Are you ready? Yes? Let's do it. Get on board. Let the pitch battle begin. First group, Andaman, with a challenge with Valenciaport. Remember, you have 5 minutes. ¿El micro? ¿Para ellos? ¿Dónde está? El micro. While they start, I'm going to advise you, advert you that I'm only going to give you one advice, 30 seconds. After that, I will cut, sharply, okay? If not, it's gonna be too late and I'm gonna lose the train. So that's not gonna happen.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, we are Andaman, and this is the portable experience. Two fun facts. Till probably 2 days ago, we didn't know that Port Valencia have more than 37,000 employees. Sorry. And they transport more than 5 million containers. All the citizens don't know, but you do. So here we have this proposal to change that, to change the port as the great unknown. We bring the opportunity to improve engagement with the citizens, also create new bonds and strengthen the existing ones, and to improve the communication of all the commitment to the sustainable goals. Our project is a door to the port ecosystem for the citizens, as close as possible to them, and it should be affordable, sustainable, mobile, fun, and educative. This project has a two-level approach. First of all, you have here the iconic element of the port, a container, but it's more than just a container. It's a multi-sensorial experience with a digital totem, pictures, sounds, music, and also 3D glasses. So you can set this, the whole container that is sustainable, thanks to the solar panels, everywhere. So you can afford to get all the public, you can get all ages. The second level is the app. Here you have a QRD to download the app. Anyway, you can get it through socials. And once you start the app, basically you will find a map of Valencia and all the games and all the structure developed to match all the events the port, the companies want to set. So here's an example of a short, a casual game where you can just play the role as a captain. Once you finish the game, you will get a fun fact. For example, did you know that? And also, you will learn and get coins, port coins actually. This, you will get the less points because you are, let's say, far from the event, but as close as you get through the event, such as the hackathon, or you can get to this iconic building, then you will get more rewards. Then these rewards, you can change it for experiences, discounts, just for example, an MSC cruise, maybe. So then you can enjoy, you can play, you can learn, and the sponsors, the companies will get involved because they are already linked to the port. Here, our business model. The initial investment should be direct for the display devices, around 10,000 euros, and the development for the app, around 20,000 euros. Again, co-investors should be the sponsors, the companies that collaborate with the events, but what do they get? The thing is, all the advertisers gain visibility. So after that, the users will get the app for free. The key metrics we're going to track should be around the economic model that is expected to be self-supporting because all the companies provide the discounts, the rewards, the prices, and we will track the app use ratio, the downloads, also the social impact, and of course, by a low-cost model, we will have such an impact on environment and social. So for example, after using the app, how do we go to the market? How to reach all the users? Okay, we have socials, of course, we have advertisement, but what about the already implanted events, such as hackathon, or maybe a triathlon, or anything that can be related to the port? We can get profit of this distributing the app, or of course, we visitors when we can the port, such as children. So we have the app, have the container, and then our current status should be the prototype and the design and the communication strategy. Then we combine this with the game. We go to collaborations. We get the approach by synergies between events and, of course, the experience. And finally, we expand. How? You can take the container to Madrid, any, for example, event, school, college, or, next, the world. Mystery box.
No, quédatelo. Bueno, sí, dame, para las preguntas, dámelo. Bueno, muchas gracias. ¿Alguna pregunta? Uy, sorry. Thank you. Any questions?
How do you measure the social impact? How do you measure the social impact KPI?
Actually, we already asked that question, so thanks for the question to the authority of the board. And sorry, we already asked this to the authority of the board, and they told us that they send questionnaires to the citizens, so they have their return as their opinion. So between the downloads, the impact of the events, and also all the feedback from the citizens, you can get the whole picture opinion of how you are impacting.
Okay. Any other question? No, it's okay. Thanks a lot. Big clap for him. Now I need in the stage the Mediterranean group with the challenge of MSC. ¿Quién? ¿No tiene? Recuerda, tenéis el tiempo, lo vais a tener ahí, y yo os doy bocinazo. Okay.
Hi everyone, I am Alberto Navarro from the Mediterranean team, and I'm here to talk to you about TISAI, the time-saving artificial intelligence tool in the planning stage. So, imagine that you are MSc and you plan to go on a trip from Valencia to Athens. Now you've got an estimated time arrival of 1 p.m. And raise your hand if you think that that's going to be the actual time of arrival. Nobody. Well, this is the problem, that the estimated time of arrival never matches the actual time of arrival. And our team suggests, and this also means more consequences, such as, for instance, that the average waiting in 9% of the trips, they are in queues in the port. Apart from that, 30% of the packages also are delivered late. And you can multiply by 3 the consume of the fuel that you've got if you don't have the actual time of arrival. The solution that we are going to suggest is a machine learning software that once given information about the sea and about all the conditions that weather has, you will be able to deliver a predictive time of arrival that will nearly match the actual time of arrival. The difference between one and the other one is that in the right side, you can see the estimated time of arrival being like the route and the speed. However, we have go deeper into the problem, and we have divided it into 2 parts. The first one related with the time, and we have defined a K factor, and then the other one with the operations in the port. Whenever you go in deep into the K that we have defined, We have proceeded a database of more than 244 million data in order to get to this K, that it's going to help us determine more precisely how is the behavior like during the trip of the speed. Apart from that, we have also going deep into the problem of operations inside the port, defining a residence time that will help us by means of tracking all the AI's reports, well, the actually positions of the boats to know how it's going to be the time, that it's going to spend a boat going into this port. So you may say, okay, Alberto, and how does this works? Now I'm going to show you a simulation on how does this works in a looping way. So the red boat, which is the first one, is guided by the estimated time of arrival. Whenever it's about to get to the port, it has to make some movements in order not to get to the port because it's busy. However, the second one, the blue one, is guided by the predictive time of arrival, and it allows you to create a just-in-time system, allowing all the supply chain to minimize the times waiting. Then in the graphics below, you can see how it behaves, both speed and also the fuel, and it's quite notorious how dramatic it can be not to have this actual time of arrival. Going into the value proposition that we're giving you concerning decarbonization, we're going to reduce 17% the fuel liters that actually they consume in an average trip. Apart from this means that in a trip from Valencia to Athens, we will be able to reduce like the same amount of carbon dioxide that in a home in Spain the whole year. Apart from that, this is going to bring also economic benefits, such as if we apply this software in all the operations that MSC has in Spain, we will be able to reduce 2 million euros, the amount of money invested in fuel. The timeline for this project, in order to come true, we need an investment of 660,000 euros to become this software true and to revolutionize the way of planning trips. This investment will be returned in a little bit more than a year, and it will enable us to have the 2 million revenue once we have already created the data lakes and the software implementation. So now that I have told you all this, please raise your hands, the ones that think that the predictive arriving time is going to be the same as the actual arriving time. Thank you very much. You can scan the QR codes where we've got a mock-up of how it looks like, the software, in order to know how it's like. Now feel free to ask any further question that you may have.
Okay, thank you to you, because you've been very accurate with the time, so thanks a lot. Any question from the jury?
What are your competitors?
We've got a slide a little bit, sorry, this is the team. So we have made some research on what kind of software like this one are in the market, and we have tracked 2 competitors, well, mainly, but they don't really apply this in the navigating states. So the ones that you can see in the port of Algeciras was something that was implemented, but with passengers, and it was quite satisfactory, the output. Or it's true that the problem is not the same one, but that's something interesting. And then we have also seen that there is a project that's called shipping is getting into optimize this kind of, but it's more related with container optimizer. Thank you.
Anyone? No? Okay. Thank you, clap. Thank you. Okay, thanks a lot. Now it's time for Baltic team with the challenge of navis.
Good afternoon. My name is Pablo Negre, and I am part of player team. We are a team specialized in data, maths, and logistic port operations. And those days we have been working with the Navis problem that has to is based in rehandle. So we are trying to achieve an optimal container position. Okay. So what if there is a way of achieving a correct position of all our containers? Well, we all know that artificial intelligence have been developed in the last years, and we can achieve beating in chess or in Go the world championship of those games. So why not to play with a machine in ordering correctly all our port containers? That's our idea. So as well as we can teach a kid or a dog how to play a game, we are going to teach our machine the rules of our game. If we have a container which has a red handle, it's a bad score. That's not a good thing to do. But if we can put a container with no handle, it's a good score, it's positive. Okay? So using the most advanced reinforcement learning algorithms, we can achieve that mission. Okay? So what have we done those days? We have developed in Amazon Web Service an algorithm that allows us to, what you can see, to when we have a container, we have a positive or negative score, whether we have or not a rehandle. So in every iteration, the proper algorithm is gonna try to achieve a better score every iteration and every iteration. So imagine when we have a amount of data of a real port, how this algorithm is going to achieve that good position of all our containers. We have also developed an app that when we put a container ID, we connect with our cloud system, and it returns the position where we have our container. So what's our business model? Well, we are a product as a service. We're part of Navis software, and basically we want that when in a port a person wants to know where to put a container, that person inserts the container ID in our program, our trained algorithm returns the correct position, and the person in the port knows where to put the container. What about the future? Well, we want to be very, very ambitious. We want to go first in the phase one. We want to know where to put all the containers from a boat to our yard. The second phase, the reverse situation. We want to put all the containers in the yard to the boat. And the third phase, we want to go to other industries. Don't know, supermarkets, delivery, everywhere. So what are we going to do with this project? What are we achieving? We're achieving more track punctuality. We are improving the productivity of our port. And also we are getting less carbon dioxide emissions per rehandle. So we are not going to play, we are going to win. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Much better, less time, better explanations. No, short time, better explanations. So thank you. Any question? No questions? Is everything clear? You have questions? No? It's okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, now it's time for Tasman group with the challenge of Romeo. It's the last one of the first round. So while they come to the stage, I'm going to ask you to go to the social media networks with the open top social media network. You have pictures, you have conversation, join the conversation, and we are a lot of people and we can make a lot of noise. And the nickname is open top slash down hub. Open top under slash hub. It's okay? Time for you.
Hi, this is Tasman team. And we are presenting an integral solution for the challenge proposed by Romeo and Tiba on preventing human error through artificial intelligence. In Tasman, we specialize in task improvement for humans. And why is this? We know that the booking life cycle is a complex logistic process. And in fact, in the last 5 years, in Romeo, 1 out of 5 bookings, they have had at least 1 incident. But this can also see that they have 4 out of 5, they have been successful bookings. So can we learn from that? And better, can Romeo go beyond the 80% of successful bookings? So diving in the data, we have seen that 90% of booking incidents are caused by humans. But we also know that the more valuable active in our company are humans. So let's motivate them. Let's Tasman. And how can we do that? Okay, we can value and reinforce the good human doing in the company, by the workers, by tapping on their chest. So Romeo already has a software to track containers from one point to another in the world. And it's used by the clients. And by using it, they have reduced the amount of communication requests by over at least 50%. The problem is that this tool doesn't support the whole agents that are involved in the logistic process in the booking system. In fact, they don't reward the well work done by the workers in the company and have that put in value. And it doesn't support workers that are in the port in situ doing the work, like moving the containers. None of the system software that we have researched provides that solution. So what can we do for Romeo? What can we do for you? We can enrich the current application you have, which is Mojito 360. Okay? And we can provide an open mobile interface, so it can be used outside the office. And we can also integrate artificial intelligence tools to gamify the experience of the workers in the company, of the agents involved in the logistic process. For instance, here you can see the administrative staff, how they are shown, how well they have done the work, okay, in the bookings process, and tap on their chest. Also, the port operators that are hired by Romeo, they can have a mobile interface and also a smartwatch application where they can see how well they are doing in their port operations and tap on their chest. Why do we do this? Because an incident costs money. Okay? We have calculated with the data obtained that each incident costs, on average, $160 per booking with incident. So if we have 90% of the bookings have incidents come from caused by humans, and assuming that in the same way that the previous version improved, reduced the communication problems in 50%, we can assume that by using the standard version we are developing, which is Mojito W for workers, Romeo can save more than $2.5 million per year. And the cost of the application that we are developing, Mojito Extended, costs only $50,000, and we can deliver it in 3 months. There are also additional benefits in the economic, social, and environment sides. And this is the team that are working that can provide you the solution. And we are specialized in hybrid human artificial intelligence, which is the next wave on artificial intelligence technologies. Thank you for listening, and I'm happy to take any question.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad that all of you are adjusting to the time, so it's fantastic. Thanks a lot. Any questions? You look like.
What would be the roadmap to implement this solution?
The roadmap to implement it. Okay, first thing would be to get the data and all the sources of where you have all the data that can be used to enrich the system. Then provide the intelligent support within the current Mojito application you have. And then provide a layer, a presentation layer, so they can provide the interface for the mobile support. So it's not much to be done because it's just extend the current infrastructure. So that's why we plan that in 3 months. Like the first month could be like analyzing the information, second month integrating the intelligent part, and third month the presentation layer.
Thanks. Any other question? It's okay? Not so fast. Now, can you? Thank you. Okay, we're going about to start the second round of all the projects. So we are going to start with Caspian. Please on board. Okay, and while they prepare, I have something to say to you. Open top? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's everything? Okay.
No. Ok, necesitas poner play en el video. Okay, hello. This is the 5 cents of the port, and we are the Caspian team, and this is our challenge. Valencia right now is like an unknown and a distant acquaintance. So also, we don't know exactly what is the port do or does. What the port does, and plus to that, the citizen have a limited access to the port. So what is the solution? Well, if the city cannot come to the port, we will bring the port to the city. And how? Well, this is our project. We will set up 5 containers and 5 strategic points in all the city of Valencia. Outside, this container will be a piece of the street art. And inside will be a complete experience about the feeling, what the port means. For example, the first point, the site. In this place, the visitors will visit the port without leaving the city. With a touch, in this point, it's learn by playing, like touch every different kind of materials, machineries, or elements of the port. The taste, here imagine, it's like a container in the middle of the Turia River, transforming a container and a space, a commercial space. In this place, we can show all the products to every day arrive at the port. Hearing, we know that all the stories about the port, about the feeling of the port, need to be told. So in this space, all the people of the port will be able to tell that. And the smell, this is the most important because it's near to the port. Smell is smell of the port, smell of the sea. And in this space, the port will be able to show all the projects that the port is doing right now about the environment and all the projects the port will do. So, the conclusion in a few words. So it's 5 goals, 5 cents, 5 container experience. So now, Raúl.
Thank you, Claudia. So I'm going to talk about the business goals and metrics. So let's go ahead. And we have 3 important elements: and economical, social, and environmental. If we talk about the economical, we have a 100% self-funding project. So it's very cheap to every artist in the city who wants to build a project with this idea. And we have the investment and the mensual income. And we continue with social. We are trying to explore the port. So we are trying to bring the human vision of the port to the city. And also to link the port to the culture, art, design to the city of Valencia. And this year, Valencia is the World Capitan Design, and we need to be proud of that. So finally, an environmental part, we make a channel to bring the visibility of the all environment projects that they're making now and look into the future. And the main key of all of this is we are now trying to break the walls. So where are we now? Now we are facing to break these walls between the port and the city of Valencia. And what will happen in the future? We will break all these walls and try to make the port a close friend to the city. And now, this is the 5 cents and the 6 cents, sorry, and we have this early demo that I developed in Unreal Engine 4. So
I'm afraid the time is over.
sorry. Okay.
No, keep it.
Thank you so much.
Stop.
And now this is our team.
Stop. Keep the microphone, but stop. Yes. You have any questions?
Questions?
Wait, 1 second. It's my fault.
How are you going to ensure the engagement of the citizens in the project? You talk about 100,000, 150,000.
The investment.
That the engagement of how you are going to to engage the citizens to the project.
We want to. It works.
Yeah.
Sorry. The investments of the port community, financing, MSC, or all the partners that want to participate in all these social projects, basically, is financing by the port community and create community. Like, we want to be proud of have a port here in Valencia, and all that bring us is that sense of being proud to have it, more or less. Yes.
You have a question?
Yeah, could you give us an example of what will be the experience inside the container? So how is it related to the sense of each of the 5 containers? The content of the container, how the experience that the visitors will get inside.
Yeah, okay.
What will they find inside?
In any point, okay. In the first, it's like a virtual reality. For example, for the site, it's visit the port in a virtual reality app with glasses. In the second touch is with interactive models. In the third is like a mini market with a local trader. For example, in the fourth is hearing is with headphones. Like a silent room with headphones, and where you can hearing all the stories about the different kind of people of the port. And the final, like smell, is with cabins with different kind of essence of the port, like a sea, maybe it's more sensorial. That is the experience in each containers, but for the time it's so difficult to explain each experience. Okay.
Thank you.
Any question? No?
Thank you. A big clap for them. So now I need to the red team with the challenge of MSC on the stage. And while they come, I have... While they get prepared, I remind you, you can join the conversation in OpenTop_Hub in social media. Okay, so don't forget to go there to talk, see pictures, everything. Go ahead.
Okay, it works. Yeah, perfect. I'm Moritz Reichert. I'm representative of Team Red. And within our group, we worked on the challenge for MSC. So what are the problems that basically, I guess, all the container shipping companies face? So the first intuitive problems are that a delay in the shipping supply can lead to inefficiencies and to money loss. And also all the companies want to get more sustainable. So we thought a bit about this and thought how we can contribute to solve these problems, at least in parts. And we came up that many things are still relying on human intuition or software solutions, and we thought that probably with new software we can try to improve some algorithms. And this would be a nice thing because you just have to hire some people and develop new algorithms and use the computer power that is already there. I mean, this is now easily said, but let's illustrate this a bit more. So you always have an optimization problem. So you want to find the minimum of something. And you can see here like a 2D function, and you have many minimas that you can see. So now you find with a normal algorithm, like a very used one, you find one local minimum, but probably what you want to find is the global minimum of the function. So, and with more advanced algorithms, you can do this. Let's go a bit more into detail what we actually thought about. So we were specifically thinking about how the containers come from the port to the fabrics and basically back. So you can imagine 3 situations. So one situation is basically the optimal because the container goes from the port to the fabric and then it delivers something to the fabric and brings also something back. But of course, in the real world, also a truck can go from the port to a fabric, bringing something, but then not returning anything to the port. Or the other way, you send an empty truck to the fabric, and it brings only something back. So with this situation, we thought a bit about it, and in the end, we already coded something very small, to be honest. And so we made one situation where we just randomly assigned the trucks from the port to the fabrics, and they always are forced to just drive and come back, even when they're probably driving empty. This is seen here, and we simulated this 1,000 times with 300 containers. And you can see the time that they spend in the orange curve. And if you apply that the truck can go with a container to a fabric, and then if it would drive empty back, it instead searches in the environment for a weighable container that it can bring back. You can save not only time, but also you can save the distance the trucks are driving, and therefore you can also reduce the carbon footprint. Of course, this does not only apply, this does not only need more algorithms or better algorithms, but it also needs a certain amount and level of communication. For our very specific example now, actually the median of both cases was around 7 hours quicker, which translates to 2.5% but 2.5% is already a lot in this. Yeah. So to illustrate it a bit more, so how the trucks are currently assigned is often based on human intuition. With our very, very simple thing that we did now only over the weekend, it's 2.5% faster. But of course, you can develop more complex algorithms and improve on this even more. And with this, you will be able to save, I mean, we just give a rough estimate now of 3,600 tons of carbon dioxide and 2.5 million euros per year. And with this, we want to thank you, and I'm happy to get questions.
Thanks a lot. So, any question? Yeah.
Thank you. Just a question. When you propose the algorithm to be working, I mean, it's just a pre-planning or it's real-time planning?
If you want, I can answer you. The thing is that the computational algorithms are very difficult to implement because the solution needs a lot of time to be calculated, and that must be non-real time. But we can use other basic algorithms that are faster in order to make real-time modifications if we have like data or IoT systems or more systems that say something weird happens. We can recalculate the routes of all the travel of the lorries or whatever happens, it can be recalculated. The first solution will need maybe 1 hour or 2 hours to be calculated because as we research it, your functions are very complex and it's not easy to find the best solution because human intuition, as Moritz said, can find a solution. Easy software can find another solution, but we are talking about using machine learning, neural networks, more complex software that takes a lot of time in order to find, but finds the best solution. You can do that the day before and then real-time update it with more simple software, and that's it. I don't know if that answers your question.
It's okay. And
one question, so probably two questions. One question, did you calculate costs to develop? I didn't see it in the value prop in the business case.
Actually, we did not do that part because we don't know how much it will cost. It will need a developer team, maybe hire some people.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's a fairly large-scale project. And then the second, on the savings, were you presupposing a random normal distribution for the current state, or were you presupposing the human intuitive approach for the current state?
It's just random.
Random. Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Next team in the Navy's challenge, Aegean. Come on board. I'm very glad I have not to make annoying sounds with because all of them are making a great work. So.
Hi, thank you so much for your warm welcome. This is our team, we're the Aegean team, and we have taken part in the Navy solution. But before I tell you more about it, I just wanted to tell you a little bit of a story. And the main character of this story is a person that you know pretty well by now. His name is Chema. And the thing is, Chema is quite concerned because of the process. You know, the tows are getting very inefficient right now. They are carrying out with inefficiencies of the rehandlers. And you know, those are the numbers of the rehandlers. You know, rehandlers are the inefficient movements in the port when you're carrying out all the containers. So these are the numbers. There's are quite big numbers, so it needs to get fixed really, really quick. So we are here to help Chema right now. So we have come with a solution, and we have come up with an algorithm that can optimize the number of movements of container movements in a port. And how can we do that? Well, the thing is that we have analyzed all the containers out time in a port, and we have divided all those times in 3 tiers, so that the containers that have more out time will be on the base, and the ones that have less out time will be on the top, so we can reduce the number of those rehandles. Another thing is before we are putting them back in the yield, we are reallocating the ones that are already in the yield, so that we are avoiding unnecessary reallocations. But what is really important, and I want you to remark this, is that we are using an auxiliary yard as a temporary buffer to store the containers before putting them back in the yard. So we put them in the auxiliary yard, we find them an optimal position in the yard, and then we get them back in the yard. So we didn't want to leave the project there. We did a deep research in this field, and we find out that the software was quite unfriendly, for the user, and we wanted to make another approach in our service. So we are very glad to present Navis, our approach in the user interface. It's pretty visual. We have a lot of data in just one screen. We have also a 3D model view of the yard, as well as the auxiliary yard, with the option of switching between the table view and the 3D model view. But you can also see here that is telling you where the next container is going to be, its optimal position. But there's another metric here, but the one that is pretty, I would say the coolest part for us is that one, the time saved. For us, it's pretty crucial that the client sees the benefit of using our service. And the thing is that the client can see the benefit, the time saved using our app, our services. So, now it's semi-happy because we're using and we are, solving that problem. And, we built a business model all around this. There's a lot of data here to take into account. If you want to know more about it, just let us know. We'll be very glad to know more about you. But the big part here is that the whole algorithm, the whole web app will be like a cloud-based app, just to make it easier, the deployment. And also, it will be a subscription model. It will be a software as a service. So you will not pay just for months or maybe for years. You will pay for the amount of rehandles that you are saving. We find that that's more fair for smaller enterprises or for bigger enterprises. Also, our focus is pretty clear. We want to reduce the number of rehandles in a port, and we have set the focus that we want to reduce at least 10% of those rehandles in 1 year. Those are our markers to keep in track with that. And this graphic shows by 10 years from now that the numbers of containers, of movement containers, will be up, but when you're using our solution, it will be down. So those are the future steps, things to keep improving with the app, those things that we can keep improving. And yeah, this is our team. We'll be very glad to know your questions, and we hope you like it.
Okay, questions? Do you have a question?
Yeah, my question is related. Do you need any change in the existing infrastructure of the terminal?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Do you need any change in the existing infrastructure of the terminal?
No, we don't really need that because I think you asked that before because of the 3D model view, or maybe, we have the infrastructure, we just need the software. And for example, in the app, you can see you have all the 3D model view, but we have cameras around there for security. We just need the computer vision algorithms to just make that 3D model. But yeah, it's all software, so we don't need any infrastructure.
Okay.
Can you please explain a little bit better the business model that you mentioned for the savings for the rehandles?
Yeah, of course. So, let me see. Okay, wrong button. That's Chema, very happy. Okay, so the business model, the main focus, the value proposition, is that we want to standardize the TOS system, but because we have found out that there's not a standard, we want to bring our solution to all the enterprises. And also, as I said before, the subscription model will be our solution to have the revenue. And at the same time, our target will be like a terminal, the government, supply chain, business, and we have the key resources, key partners. I don't want to stand anymore because he's looking at me like he's gonna kill me. But, but yeah, that's the main focus of the business model.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, it's okay, yeah. Now, Timor team plays on the stage with the challenge of Romeo.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is the Timor team with Datari. Smart Gaming Data Analytics. First of all, I'd like you to tell me if you like to play video games. Please raise your hand. Whoa, how many? Okay, this is going to be fun. Fun it is because this is not working now. Okay, what is the problem? There are many incidents in Romeo system orders, and that is making things a bit hard, yes? So, what we propose is try to predict the incidences to try to prevent them. Why? Because every incident makes a client really sad. So, we're going to aim to increase the client satisfaction. And we have developed a video game. Okay? So, let's play the video. This is we playing the video game when it loads. Every square that is falling is a booking. Okay? And the colors are the data that is codified as colors. So, what we have to do is, in the colors, we have to choose if there is going to be an incidence or not. Okay? How do we know if we have scored? If the score goes up, we have make it right. If not, we have make it wrong. So the problem, this is a QR only for laptops that you can load the video game if you want to play too. The problem is that I'm really bad playing video games, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one here. So what do we do when we don't know how to do something? We ask Google. So we're going to ask Google. We're going to ask how we can play better, or better even, we're going to make him play for us. So there is an algorithm that is called Google AlphaZero. It has been proven to win even the best players in chess and in Go in the world. The thing is that we load the video game with the data logic of the company. And Google, as it would be a child, he has to learn how to win. He's going to make choices. So he's going to do it wrongly at first, and then he's going to learn how to do it better and 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 better until when? Then we have created some other data models. Other data models like discriminant analysis, neighbors, and semblance that goes from 80% to even 95%, and this the model of our company is going to be even better than that. Thank you, Google. So the underlying magic of this is that he's going to win the best of all the other players that is right now that we have modeled in the data is random forest classified that has detected accurately 95% of the incidences. What is our business model? So this is a SaaS solution, a service as a software solution, B2B, and we have two plans that depends in the request number. We are going to have Romeo as an early adopter, and we're going to use a sales team and an open events to track to contact companies with more than 3 million euros because they are going to have enough data for us to play, because if not, it's going to be boring. And the marketing campaign is going to be based in ads. This is we can see each other in person, so there is no mystery there. And we project that if only 40% of detected incidents are avoided, then we are going to be able to have 38% less of total incidents, and then we're going to save 41 million euros. Our plans are really cheap now, isn't it? We estimate that in 2 years we could have 100,000 euros of revenue and a total clients of 7. And well, this is just the first level of this game. Let's see if you let us play with your data too. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Questions? Yep.
Your color codes represent characteristics of the bookings, I assume.
What?
Your color codes, do they represent characteristics of the booking? And if so, what are those characteristics?
Yeah, we have chosen some variables that are descriptive of the bookings, and we have codified them in colors from 0 to 255 per 3. And we have used the colors to make the algorithm try to predict the result. So it's like a prediction, but from the colors, using the little colors that are inside the square. And each color represents a different variable.
Okay, any other question? You want to re-ask?
No.
No? Okay. It's okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now we're going to the Sea of Bering. The last one. It's the last one in the Valenciaport challenge, so we're finishing rounds. It's okay? Let's go.
Okay, hello everyone. I would like to introduce you to the new social innovation concept that we call Valenciaport.
Maybe you're using it, not probably. No, this one.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So we are facing a problem that it's an existing historical barrier between the society and the port. So our proposal is to build bridges between them through emotions and stories of people who have experienced the port. And those figures are the ambassadors. But what an ambassador is, it is a social agent of change that will connect these both worlds, empowering the society with knowledge. So we will let them know with these figures how important it is, the port, and showing that they are innovation leaders in technology and sustainability, a port of opportunities. We are looking for these profiles, a wide one to give an holistic picture about what the port is. These are random pictures, not one, but they are experienced technicians, but we want to show that we give this figure to retired people, to make them still be part of the society, they still be useful. And we want to highlight that in the other part we are going to have innovation and sustainability leaders to have them, and with a soft skill training, they will be able to give conferences in a TED Talk format. And that's something that they will show how the port it is currently, as I mentioned before. We have targeted the universities as the place where the conferences will take place, and adult schools also. But we are missing one part, one age segment, and that's the children and the teenagers. So let me introduce you to the new app, Valenciaport game. This game will be performed by superheroes that are actually our ambassadors of the port. And they will guide the children through missions to keep the port safe and efficient as it is now. There will be a lot of multi-games to have covered not only children, but grown-up people too, with Tetris or another kind of mini-games. So that's how it would look like in some parts. And now I want to highlight, could you see this? What is this, Olga? What's the brand? Okay, take it. But I don't want just to highlight this Lego, because it's also all the stakeholders that take place from the manufacturing plant to the hands of your children. All of them take place. We have identified channels, social networks, websites, mobile games, but also Netflix documentaries, the conference recorded. And the conferences will let us explain the app too. And they will be the grandparents and parents who will recommend to their children to download the app, because the app will be didactic. The partners, the investment will be starting by Valenciaport to make a beta version, and this MVP will be shown. And who doesn't want to be in this game? The logo of all of the partners of the port must be there. So they will invest to make this beta version better, to improve it. And that's how we want to show the harbor. It is actually technological leaders in sustainability, innovation, a port of opportunities. And that's my team. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Any question? First.
Thank you. So how are you going to make the relation between the two worlds, the ambassador world and the game, and the different pieces of the project?
If I understand well,
yeah. How are you going to make to put into relation the different parts of the project, the ambassadors, the game, the ship with logo?
The ambassadors are the physical thing, conferences, and the virtual thing. The ambassadors will be part of the game too. I'm not sure if I have understand you. Is this what you want me to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to know is how these different pieces are going to be connected in order to make one thing of it.
It's not just one thing. It's different sides, but we want to highlight the ambassadors of the Valenciaport concept. Have I solved your problem? Your question, sorry? Thank you.
I would like to ask the monetization model and the cost structure. Monetization?
Yes, okay. Thanks for making...
And the cost structure, please.
Thanks for making this question. We have already checked it, and we have made some numbers. Which one of the slides it was? Okay, so the thing is that the investors are going to be the partners, so they are going to be the ones who give fundings to receive back our investment from Valenciaport.
Okay. It's okay? Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone.
Anyway. Now it's time for Arabian, the last project from MSC Challenge. We clap for them.
Welcome everyone to Team Arabian's proposal. So before we start, I want all of you to imagine what would have happened if the tensions that were going on during the Cold War continued to increase. Imagine the catastrophe that would have supposed. So this was prevented by the red phone. The red phone was basically a tool to ease communication between the different parts and avoid tensions increasing and any problems. So this is the solution we want to, well, the problem we want to tackle today, the problem of communication. This problem is creating all the other problems that we are hearing today, the lack of efficiency, cost, emissions. So we need something that makes us be able to communicate with everyone in the supply chain. That's why today we bring Blockport. So this system will make your logistics as efficient as a clock. So our value for you is very simple. Cost, emissions, and time. Basic, right? Who is the customer? Our early adopter is going to be MSC, here with us, because we have seen that they have an interest. They have validated that they want something like this. You need a tool to be able to communicate with all the other stakeholders, all the other actors in the chain. So we will go with them in order to introduce our software into the chain. After this, being already part of the sector, we will go and talk to DCSA, the organization, where all the other shipping companies are included. Here, since we already have validation from MSC with our tool, we can enter the customer segment. Once the tool is implemented within these shipping companies, we can get a step forward, and the most important one, into all the different actors in the chain. All this sounds very fancy, but how does it look like? No? Like, what are we going to see? So we have two key parts for our solution. We have predictive models and blockchain. So with this, we want to put all the data that the blockchain collects and process it through a predictive model. This way, for example, we have here what a boat could be seeing in its travel. This way, the boat can see an alert saying you have to get slower because there's a delay, or you can even send your own notice that you are being delayed, you are arriving, you are leaving. Everything will be connected. This is what the boat will see, but all the other actors will have the same interface with the information they need and they want in every moment. So we already have developed an initial blockchain. So we will see all the data transaction, all the blocks, all the movements that are happening within the different actors. How do we make this happen? So let's go to the market, let's make it real, and let's start, as I was saying, through our first customer, MSC. So we will plan to do a pilot project or MVP in order to validate our software, our system. We need this validation so all of the other actors want to join us. If not, this doesn't work. So we will ask for the investment from MSC to develop this small initial pilot project and then start agreements with the different organizations. In this case, we'll focus on DCSA. And in month 11, so as you see, less than a year, we can already start developing the real system for the whole organization. So all of the shipping companies in this team. This way, we will have, focusing on MSC, because today you are our customers, your investment will only be 523,000 euros, which really is not too much compared with the savings that you will be achieving of 500,000 euros per month. And this investment is for the whole development. So prototype plus the development. And well, focusing on the emission side, which we promised we will give value to as well, it will be a 7 kilogram per month saving in CO2. So you will be able to achieve your sustainability goals. And yeah, you are reading correctly, the break-even will be in just 10 months. So, well, what are you waiting for? Blockport, your solution for logistics. And this is the team.
Thank you. How are you going to achieve that all needed stakeholders get on board of this software, this application?
So the timeline that we have created is in order to achieve this engagement. So first of all, we have to clarify that there's already an interest because of the DCSA agency that exists. So this is created in order to promote ease of communication and synchronization and uniformity of the communication between the different systems that there are in the market, right? So there's already a willingness, like it's there. So we will start with MSC, so to prototype and to validate, because we know that it's important that they see things working. And then we will enter to the organization saying, okay, we have what you need, which is, to explain a bit more the technical part, we will create some bridges to connect the different platforms and ways of communicating that they have.
Okay, now I'm preparing the bill. So how much you need or expect from DCSA for the development of the project? I mean, how it weights the standardization for the success of the project, at least at the early adopter?
So I think here we have a value which is, which was referred to this value is for the whole development within DCSA. Okay, that data. Could you, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we start, I sign the bill, so you start to work. How much we need from the DCSA of standardization for running the project?
Like how?
Could, I mean, yeah, I mean, right now, everyone speaks different languages. You remember the Babel Tower I was meaning. So could be at least one floor of the Babel Tower working for that and then going to the DCSA, or DCSA is a must on that?
Okay, so if I'm not wrong, the blockchain will be in charge of making this standardization. So we will be making the different bridges, let's say, or gateways, with the different ways of communicating of each actor. So they can continue using their system, right, if I'm not wrong, and the gateway will put the data into the blockchain. So it's like a common pot. The data is there for everyone in a standardized way, and the data can be obtained by the other actor in its language. So is this what you were, the standardization you were asking for? Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I believe that we are not focusing in real-time data, but board nodes and very simplistic data. In order to start, maybe later, we will see. But it's only data we can achieve right now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, time for the last group in the challenge of Navis, Adriatic.
Okay, today I want to show our solution, the Adriatic team, for the challenge for navies that we call Your Dream Port by MM. So, what is the challenge? We have in the port a necessary movement of the container yard, so that it's called rehandle, probably you know this name. And then we offer you living without any delays. So, okay, how we can do that? With the current bottom, okay, yes. We want to do that using a statistical inference and machine learning solution in a base of our software. What is the key point of our solution? We want to use the huge amount of accessible data and the computer powers. So we want to combine the power of both solutions, the machine learning and also the statistical inference, to give you at the end a result, a real straightforward result, only 3 numbers with a good position for your container. So our model is flexible, scalable, and dynamic, since we could inform this kind of system in a real-time way. So, okay, yeah. So first of all, we have here our college that we want to know what is the baseline for our yards. Okay, we have the first number with all the data that we have this number for the red handle that you can see here. The pointer doesn't work. Okay, it's around 22%. So then we can think a bit more. Okay, and then we can start to try to do some inference with the knowledge that we have of our yard. So then, with a simple comparison of the timing that we have, we can reduce the red handle in a 2 until a 7%. So then we can go even further using a stochastical and statistical model. Then we can do our model more flexible, and then we arrive until around 5% of red handle. That means that we reduce from our starting point an 85% of red handle. So how is it working? We are using a dynamic gamma probability function. You can see there the probability. This function allows us to identify the exceptional events, and then we collect the data from the yard, and we can do this in a dynamical way. So why not? We can go more further. Why not machine learning here? Because we have worked around 2 days only, and then we can show you here the different solution. We can feed the model with more data, create classifier with the statistical information, and also include some sequential timing probability, like next steps. What is the meaning of this project? We have in the world around 6 million of running containers now, and in the first case, that it's a situation that we have studied at the first as a baseline, we have around 1.2 million of red handle. And at the end, in the best option that we have shown here, we arrive until only 0.3 million of red handles. How we want to develop this to the market? Okay, in the first step, we need we could create a metaport where we can inform with more information than the information that we have now, and we can create the the artificial environment to try to develop all our model, all our next steps, and also try to, choose what is the best solution possible. Then we can start with a small port after this period, and started to get this revenue. In this option, in the best option that we have we have the reduction of 85% of red handle. That for us is our coins here at the end. And then after these 2 years, we can go, why not, to the world, to large port, and at least, in the best optimistic case, get this 85% of red handle per year. So what is the social impact? What is the social impact that we get here? At the end, we can do our port safer because we are reducing the number of movement inside the yard. Also, we can provide a better and faster service to the customer. At the end, as I mentioned at the beginning, we are offering a living without delays. And the environmental impact, it's clear we have a lower energy consumption because we reduce the movement. we can reduce the jams due to the port delays. And also, at the end, we reduce the carbon footprint reduction, and we can do our work better for the future. So this is our solution. Thank you. Me he puesto nervioso.
Questions? Yeah, I was expecting that.
One question on the statistical model. First of all, did you apply the statistical model in your hackathon efforts? Did you do any work applying the statistical model to the data you were given?
Can you repeat this? You have the microphone.
So did you apply the statistical model you were talking about to the data you were given as part of the challenge, or?
Yes, I mean, we are using the data that we have now.
Okay, secondly.
Yeah, there is a clear limitation that we have now for all these numbers, all these results.
Okay.
We have only the data that you have.
I just wanted to establish you did the prototype.
Yeah.
Second question, does your solution assume that you're feeding back the probabilistic information, the statistical inference into the machine learning model? So is it
yeah, we have
loop?
introduced, we have also introduced some stress of the model. I don't know if you meant, do you mean this? We have a stress the model that we have.
Yeah.
And we get, in this case, we could think in a more realistic plane because at the end we stress the model that we get, and this number that is the optimal raised to, this number that is the optimal raised to around 10%.
So that's taking the statistical model and inputting it as part of the ML model.
I mean, but if you want to stress the model here to see what happens if you have bugs or if you have any something that you kind of predict. And we have assumed that this is a normal, and then we arise this number until 10%. This number, so it's clear because it's you stress the model.
Okay, thank you.
And this is an average always.
Any other question? No? Okay, thank you a lot. Good job. And the last one, they know who they are. Group Coral from the Romeo Challenge. Come on. Big clap for them.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, I'm David Pastor, and I'm going to introduce you our project, Anomaly Detection. I'm part of the Coral team. We are the smallest and bravest team in this hackathon, and we're participating in the Romeo Challenge about about incidences in the bookings. Romeo has provided us with a data set of 5 years historical data with bookings, with and without incidences. Exploring this data set, we found something pretty obvious. Most of the shipping freights are mostly the same. That means bookings from point A to point B with the same cargo repeated over and over across time. So, exploring also the data set, we found the same behavior with incidences. There are clusters of repeated incidences on the same bookings. We think about taking advantage of this situation where some of the clusters of incidences and the clusters of regular bookings overlap. Basically means that always in the same booking, there are the same mistakes. Come on, let's be aware about that. So how can we do that? Before this behavior for the supplier incidences go for the 40% of the data, and for other kinds of incidences is pretty similar. With supplier incidences, that means that preventing this pretty obvious mistake, we can save up to 600,000 euros in this 5 years historical data. But we can also improve engagement with our customers because we are not making mistakes, and that's something customers like. And we are more sustainable because we are not wasting unnecessary resources, because, again, we are not making mistakes. So, how can we do that? How can we do that? It's pretty simple. We can use pop-up windows. Okay, I know what you are thinking about. Please raise your hand if you don't hate pop-up windows. Nobody. Yeah, it's annoying, but it works. That means, what we propose? We propose to just alert with a pop-up windows when you are doing a booking and you are not following the regular case. For instance, this is a realistic case based on realistic data where, from Romeo, where they have choose wrongly the container. So just by saying, are you sure that you have selecting this is right when you are usually selecting the other option? Well, that's easy and it works. So, and simple, it's always better. And it's easy to integrate in Romeo software. They are using, I think, Mojito software, Mojitos is the Romeo software, and adding a pop-up, microservice that shows a pop-up when it's necessary, it will be pretty easy. And furthermore, these little brave sailors are experts either on alert systems and anomaly detection analysis. So we got the talent to do that. Of course, there are other pirates on the sea. But we don't worry that much about this, because at least the competitors we have been researching about, they are focused on huge solutions that cover end-to-end the booking process. We are only focusing on alerts, and that makes us agile and easy to integrate. And on top of that, we are proactive, while other competitors only aware you that you are delayed, so it's too late. We can prevent the mistake, not aware that you have made a mistake. So that's definitively an advantage. And there is another extra unexpected advantage. These odd behaviors sometimes are not mistakes, are just our customers being creative, finding new opportunities. And now we can learn from these opportunities. We can find that these changes on the bookings are for better, learn from it, and use it to improving our sales strategy. So finally, to conclude, we got a preventive analysis that can prevent, not just aware about mistakes on some of our bookings. These analyses are easy to integrate in a solution that can work in mostly every software in the world and can potentially avoid a fairly amount of the incidences that happen. So, to conclude, we have talked too much, in my opinion, about these two kids without this Christmas present on this hackathon. So maybe with this system we can prevent these poor kids not to have this Christmas present. Thank you very much. I nailed it.
Yeah, a little bit. I gave you 10 seconds of courtesy. So, any question? No questions? Yeah.
My last question of the day. What was the spend to develop? Did you estimate what it would cost to develop? Do your analysis, yeah.
Well, you know, here in Spain, developing this project means developing a proof of concept that will cost about 1,000 euros. You will get a report after 3 months proving that the analytic system works, and later in a year, more or less, and with okay, I'm just guessing, you know, but with a 300 to 400 case euros bill, you can develop something that will integrate. Maybe it's not the full solution, but it's something functional. If you want to do this in California, you know, just add a 0 to this project.
And
I don't know about the timelines, but I know the prices and it's crazy, seriously.
Any question? It's okay? Then this is the end. Thank you to everyone. Thanks to every group. Now, this was the easy part because the hard part is for the jury. They have to choose among these marvelous solutions and amazing projects. So go and think and talk and suffer. Where do you think you go? Come back. We have a round table, very interesting. You have to attend, please. Come back, take your seats. Take your seats.
Había asumido que en inglés o en castellano.
En inglés. Bueno, en teoría. Se ha ido el...
Como ayer dijeron que fue en castellano...
Please come back. Come back. Take your seats. Shut up. Thank you. Please come back, take your seats. You have to wait a little bit more. It's going to end soon. Entonces, ¿pasamos a castellano? Okay, officially we move to Spanish again. Por favor, volved al sitio. Tenéis una magnífica mesa redonda que nos ofrecen nuestros sponsors, Grupo Jimeno, Costco e Infoport, que recoge el testigo donde la dejó la charla ayer de las mismas empresas. Ayer hablábamos sobre desafíos, y hoy vamos a hablar sobre oportunidades. Vamos a hablar sobre cosas que tenemos por delante, que es una gran oportunidad y que pueden ser muy interesantes en desarrollo profesional, en el desarrollo del sector y de toda la industria en la que estamos todo el fin de semana trabajando. Así que, vamos a ver. Vale. Por favor, así que os agradecería subir, te doy el micro. La mesa redonda va a estar moderada por Andrés, uno de nuestros magníficos tutores. Y por favor... Y por favor invito a los representantes de Costco, Grupo Jimeno e Infoport que suban y se incorporen al estrado y se presenten ellos mismos porque no me han dado la lista, lo siento. Vale.
Pues muchas gracias, Ramón. Para hacer interesante este ratito mientras esperamos que el jurado delibere y elija los ganadores, como bien decía Ramón, la idea es hablar un poquito de futuro, ¿no? Hablar un poquito de futuro, hablar un poquito de oportunidades con tres de las empresas que han estado detrás, ¿no?, del hackathon. Sí que os pediría que os presentéis brevemente, y así calentáis cuerdas vocales y luego ya vamos con la primera pregunta. ¿Vale?
Vale, muchas gracias. Buenas tardes. Soy José Bois de Costco Shipping Lines Spain. Soy el director de Procesos, Sistemas, Calidad e Innovación. Y pues nada, intentaremos hablar sobre oportunidades, futuro y tal. Y algunas notas me he tomado durante las presentaciones. Espero poder dar alguna clave que pueda servir.
Buenas tardes, soy José Oliver, soy director gerente de Infoport y lo primero pues quiero aprovechar para felicitaros a todos los hackathoners por haber llegado hasta aquí. Ahora han sido 3 días muy intensos, me consta que habéis estado currando a tope, algunos incluso creo que habéis tenido tiempo probar la fiesta de la noche y eso ya es de récord, la verdad, en las circunstancias en las que estamos y con las neuronas totalmente exprimidas. La verdad es que tenéis mucho mérito por ello y enhorabuena por los resultados. Y bueno, como ha dicho el compañero José, pues vamos a ver si os podemos dar algunas claves de los retos y las oportunidades que presenta actualmente el sector.
Bueno, pues buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Guillermo Berlanga. Yo soy el responsable de innovación de Grupo Jimeno. Nosotros somos un grupo multisectorial que está conformado por más de 30 empresas. Trabajamos en agua, en residuos, en energía, en telco, en logística portuaria. Y bueno, pues nosotros en innovación trabajamos desde todo lo que es desarrollo de proyectos, obviamente de I+D, pero también de innovación. Colaboramos mucho con startups, he participado en varios hackatones y la verdad es que los resultados siempre para nosotros han sido muy positivos. Y bueno, pues por mi parte os daré la perspectiva, ¿no?, de cómo vemos nosotros el sector en cuanto a oportunidades. Nosotros lo vivimos con empresas propias del sector, pero también con empresas pues que trabajan en digitalización, en energía, en agua, que de alguna forma lo que nos permite es complementar, ¿no?, las necesidades que tienen las empresas de logística portuaria. Y bueno, pues también felicitados por las presentaciones, creo que han estado a un nivel muy bueno. Los que somos profesionales y tenemos que estar continuamente haciendo presentaciones, pues sabemos lo que supone, ¿no?, estar 5 minutos presentando un trabajo de tanto tiempo y además ir al grano. O sea que, bueno, enhorabuena porque en general han sido muy buenas.
Muy bien, pues ligando un poco con la charla de Scott Holland de esta mañana de Navis, claro, él ha hablado de los cambios de dinámicas de mercado, él ha hablado del new normal, de los bottlenecks, ha hablado de los costes, ¿no?, incremento de costes, ha hablado del impacto en la sostenibilidad, ha hablado de la tecnología como parte de ese punto de inflexión. ¿Cómo lo veis vosotros? ¿Dónde veis vosotros las oportunidades?
Pues en realidad las oportunidades están en todos los eslabones de la cadena logística e incluso en la unión entre cada uno de ellos. Por tanto, más que hablar de dónde pueden estar las mayores oportunidades, yo creo que lo principal es hablar de las posibles ideas que puedan surgir para mejorar. Por ejemplo, se ha hablado mucho este fin de semana sobre estandarización. Pero para mí otra palabra clave que no he oído apenas es interoperabilidad. No solo es que los estándares estén y se utilicen, sino también que a diferentes estándares se puedan comunicar entre ellos para que el tema pueda funcionar. Igualmente, la cantidad y calidad de datos siempre es importante pues, a la hora de poder buscar oportunidades. Y por último, también muy importante, se ha hablado bastante de sostenibilidad. Creemos que para mejorar la sostenibilidad, no solo medioambiental, sino los ODS, nos ofrece una gran cantidad de oportunidades para buscar mejora en este aspecto.
Sí, yo sobre oportunidades lo que diría es que los puertos, la logística, el comercio internacional es algo que no es nuevo para nada, es de las profesiones y las actividades probablemente más antiguas que existen y sin embargo actualmente la realidad es que estamos en un momento de transformación, en un momento de cambio, en un momento de oportunidades reales. Por una parte porque el sector es lo que está demandando, ¿no? Vosotros, parte de los retos o todos los retos a los que os habéis enfrentado este fin de semana, en realidad son una parte de los retos que realmente existen y son reales en la cadena logística, originados por la demanda creciente cada vez más de negocio, por las necesidades de ser cada vez más productivos y por las necesidades, al final, en muchos casos, de abordar los problemas con soluciones totalmente diferentes y nuevas, sea con tecnologías o sea con procesos nuevos, ¿no? Entonces, lo que habéis estado haciendo, podéis estar muy orgullosos porque ya digo que es real. O sea, ese es el mundo real de la logística y en ese sentido las oportunidades están. Estamos en un momento en el que el negocio logístico portuario está cambiando y lo saben los profesionales del sector que han estado aquí hablando con vosotros o que están escuchándome. Y estamos en un momento, yo aquí sí que voy a irme un poco más a la parte de la tecnología, que es lo que hacemos en Infoport, en el que además, como sabéis, las tecnologías también están cambiando. Estamos en un momento de aparición de tecnologías emergentes, disruptivas, de tecnologías que no existían hace unos pocos años, y la conjunción de esos dos factores, de la transformación que está necesitando y sufriendo la logística portuaria y la logística en general, y la transformación que estamos viendo en el mundo de la tecnología, pues abre un mundo de oportunidades para hacer las cosas de una manera completamente diferente a como se han hecho hasta ahora, porque de la manera que se venían haciendo, esto, por decirlo así, no es asumible. No se puede seguir creciendo a los ritmos que se requieren haciendo las cosas como veníamos haciéndolas hasta ahora.
Bueno, yo con respecto a oportunidades, yo voy a intentar hacer una reflexión un poco más transversal, no solamente de sector. Yo creo que todos los sectores ahora mismo están trabajando de forma general en tres ámbitos: en sostenibilidad, pero en sostenibilidad vista sobre todo en todo lo que tiene que ver con la transición energética, la digitalización. Ahora comentaré un poco cuál es nuestra visión, ¿no?, como palanca transversal para cualquier tipo de proyecto o acción que desarrolle la empresa. Y también muchos sectores, y sobre todo el portuario, ya hemos visto retos en ese sentido, transparencia y conocimiento del ciudadano. Si empezamos por el final, nosotros, por ejemplo, que estamos trabajando en sectores del agua, de gestión de residuos, de energía, nos pasa un poco lo mismo en lo que es el sector portuario, ¿no? Somos grandes desconocidos, no se conoce lo que hay detrás del trabajo que hacemos, del servicio que realizamos, y yo creo que el sector ahí tiene un debe con la ciudadanía, y por eso creo que muchas de las soluciones que hemos visto aquí tienen mucho sentido, porque de alguna forma traen soluciones frescas de cómo el sector, de cómo las autoridades portuarias, de cómo el sector en general tiene que aproximarse a la ciudadanía, ¿no? Eso es hiperrelevante. Yo creo que todo lo que tiene que ver con sostenibilidad, que es una de las grandes palabras ahora, pero a mí me gusta mucho llevarlo a la transición ecológica. Los puertos ahora mismo yo creo que tienen un importante reto por delante, ¿no?, que es cómo hacen esa transición del uso de los combustibles más tradicionales hacia los nuevos combustibles, ¿no? Es un reto también muy transversal, pero que en los puertos tiene mucho sentido, ¿no? Y ahí hay un gap que atacar, ¿no? Pues obviamente todo lo que tiene que ver con la incorporación de las renovables, pero en muchas autoridades portuarias el hidrógeno va a tener mucho que decir. Entonces ahí hay una buena oportunidad de proyectos, ¿no?, y de iniciativas sobre los que explorar. Y luego para nosotros la digitalización es una palanca transversal a cualquier proceso, ¿no? Podemos encontrar la digitalización para la optimización de procesos internos en los puertos, o para lo que sería la optimización de la entrada y la salida de todos los vehículos, ¿no?, que entran y salen al puerto, herramientas de soporte para los trabajadores. Es decir, la digitalización vista de diferentes perspectivas, en el sector portuario como en muchos otros está ahora en un momento muy efervescente, y hay grandes oportunidades ahora en el sector portuario, como por ejemplo es las convocatorias de puertos 4.0, donde por ejemplo pues oye, todos los puertos han puesto dinero para desarrollar ideas y proyectos con partners externos, y yo creo que es un buen momento justamente para que bueno, todo el ecosistema, ¿no?, que está fuera de los puertos entre al puerto a desarrollar soluciones, ¿no?
Justamente ligando esta última parte, ¿no?, y es algo que yo creo que ha sobrevolado, bueno, ha estado claramente representado uno de los retos, pero ha sobrevolado un poco a todos estos días, ha sido el gran desconocimiento, ¿no?, que se tiene del puerto, o de la actividad del puerto, del impacto del puerto en la ciudad. A mí también me gustaría que, si nos podéis ayudar a reflexionar un poco sobre el futuro y cuál es vuestra visión de Valencia, ¿no? Valencia, puerto de Valencia, y qué papel creéis que puede jugar dentro de esas oportunidades, ¿no? Además, siendo alguien como vosotros que tenéis muchísimo conocimiento y experiencia de lo que se está haciendo en otros sitios, ¿no?
Sobre esto, de hecho, había un reto, ¿no? Por lo tanto, no es algo tampoco sencillo de analizar ni de proponer soluciones. Básicamente lo que está claro es que por lo que sea hay cierta desconexión entre el puerto y la ciudad. En otras ciudades no sucede. Y el cómo mejorar esto, pues casi mejor que estas nuevas ideas frescas que han ido aportando nos puedan ayudar a avanzar en ese sentido. No quería tampoco dejar pasar la oportunidad de... ¿Perdón? Vale. He perdido el hilo un poco. No quería dejar pasar la oportunidad de mencionar que me ha parecido muy interesante el hecho de que se hayan primado las ideas en todas las soluciones a las posibles tecnologías. En otros certámenes de este tipo se centra el tema mucho en la tecnología nueva que pueda estar de moda, como pueda ser blockchain, que se ha tratado pero de manera consecuente, hilada y a raíz de una idea y no al revés, u otras que también las ha habido. Y me parece muy interesante que el enfoque haya sido el de idea y luego las tecnologías necesarias para aplicarla. Perdón por meter esto donde no tocaba, pero lo tenía que decir.
Bueno, yo también comparto, y creo que lo compartimos, pues si hablamos del puerto, los puertos en general y el caso en particular de Valencia, pues es cierto, es inevitable, no podemos evitar, todos lo hemos oído esa expresión de que la ciudad vive de espaldas al puerto, el puerto vive desconectado de la ciudad y en el fondo algo hay, ¿no? Por decirlo así. Pero yo en este sentido también soy optimista. Yo lo que percibo, y creo que la mayoría de los que, si no todos los que trabajamos en el sector, es un cambio en este ámbito. Creo que por parte del puerto y de las empresas que operan en el puerto se están haciendo esfuerzos por abrazar la ciudad, por abrir el puerto a la ciudad y distintas iniciativas a través de la comunicación, a través de eventos, etcétera. Bueno, y este es un ejemplo de ellos, ¿no? A abrirlo a ámbitos o a entornos en los que no estamos habitualmente y ahí yo creo que se están haciendo las cosas muy bien. Y luego, por otra parte, pues también, mira, y aprovecho para felicitar, hemos visto hoy excelentes ideas sobre, pues sobre cómo puede ir mejorando ese binomio, esa pareja, esa relación puerto-ciudad, que ojalá que en poco tiempo veamos algunas de ellas hechas realidad, porque la verdad es que a mí me han parecido muy originales y muy interesantes.
Bueno, pues yo coincido con los dos compañeros. Yo creo que además en Valencia nos lo debemos, ¿no? Pero bueno, yo creo que el gran reto es que las dos principales administraciones, ¿no? Que es el ayuntamiento, la autoridad portuaria, todo el ecosistema portuario empiezan a hablar y empiezan a desarrollar proyectos reales donde de alguna forma, lo que decíamos, ¿no? Que el puerto no esté de espaldas a la ciudad al puerto, pero de alguna forma hay que pensar proyectos pues un poco quizá disruptivos, ¿no? Para que todo empiece a cuadrar, ¿no? Y en Valencia justamente, pues con la ciudad que tenemos, siendo la autoridad portuaria, el puerto de Valencia, uno de los principales puertos de Europa, yo creo que hay que empezar a desarrollar proyectos, ¿no? Y soluciones que permitan empezar a verlo como un todo, ¿no? Y a no dos mundos totalmente separados.
Pues la verdad es que muchísimas gracias a los tres pues, por vuestra visión. Me gustaría que les deis un fuerte aplauso y las gracias por... And back to you.
Thank you very much. And I'm sorry we are late a little bit because it was very interesting. But now is the moment you were waiting for, so we can go home. First of all, I want to make to say thank you just a little bit to all that invisible people that is helping us all the time. They are not the mentors, they are not the supporters, they are not the organizations that make possible this event, but they are making a hard work, volunteers, the team of Innova y Acción that has been behind the stage and working for all of us. Please, a big clap, a huge clap for them. Thank you. And now, Now it's time for those who have made possible the prizes we're going to give to the challengers ones. And the first is for the second prize is the Asociación de Directores y Empresarios Propeller Valencia. Please, we have to have one people representing the organization here to give the prize. A big clap for them. So, you want to say something? Let me check. No, it's okay.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure for the Propeller Club. It's the association of people working in the port of Valencia and in his hinterland. And one of our objectives is the open innovation and the communication between the people of the port and the city. Then I think is very next for the objectives of this hackathon. And then for us it's a pleasure for be here. And we have a prize.
Yeah, wait a second. We need a member of the jury to give the prize. Scott Holland, I think, is you. Yeah, I think. Okay. Big clap for him.
I don't know how I got nominated by the jury to present this award and announce it, but I'm very happy together with the port to give credit to this team. So this team was, they did a great job on their presentation. They taught me some things. I learned that there were 37,000 employees of the port. I learned that there were 5 million TEU going through it. And I learned how little it evidently costs to create a game on an iPhone. So that was the one ding I gave the team. But this team did a fantastic job of really highlighting the social impact of bringing the port to the community. And the team, without further ado, for those who haven't guessed it, is Team Andaman, Portable Experience. Well done. And the winner comes No, ponte con ellos. Sí, fotógrafo, quiere. More. Thank you very much. Felicidades. Enhorabuena. Gracias. And now, the winner. The first prize is brought to them from the Foundation Juan Arizo Serrulla. So we need someone representing the foundation. Juan Arizo Serrulla, come on the stage. Okay, thank you.
Tengo que poner un vídeo.
Sí. Okay, vale. Okay. Pero no te vayas. So we have a small video. We're waiting for the video, please. I could dance, but you prefer not to. Video. Yeah, it's coming here. It's okay.
We at the Juan Arizo Foundation are very happy to participate in the second Valenciaport Hackathon event related to the shipping and logistic activities in the Valencia port. Please let me introduce you the Juan Arizo Serrulla Foundation. The foundation is a private and non-profitable institution created by Maria Serrulla, whose son died in a car accident in 2004. Maria's plans were to revert to the society Juan's legacy, his knowledge, and his experience. Juan was a civil engineer who graduated at the School of Engineering at the Polytechnic University of Valencia. Years later, he also became a professor of this university. His real passion was teaching. aim of the foundation is promoting and sponsoring civil engineering in the Polytechnic University of Valencia. In 2008, the foundation moves forward when reaching an agreement with the Polytechnic University of Valencia. Then a wide frame of collaboration is created, where students, professionals, other foundations and entities related with the civil engineering can cooperate. The highlights of the Juan Arisa Foundation are the annual rewards. These prizes intend to reward excellence in civil engineering. Among the final projects of the master course in civil engineering, 4 of them are selected and rewarded by his originality and excellence. We at the Juan Arisa Foundation are very happy to participate in the second hackathon event by sponsoring the first prize with 3,000 euros. In this second edition, we would like to encourage all participants, be students, be professionals, be startups, to come up with challenging projects for the shipping and logistics to improve the world trade.
And we need the member of the jury, Juan Manuel Díaz, to tell the winner.
Hello. Well, it's been quite difficult. Well, I've enjoyed a lot today, I have to say, because it's been a quite hectic day, but we've seen a lot of presentations dealing with, well, how to integrate the city, how to optimize the logistics in the port, or also how to solve problems for the port company. So I think it's been great, and it's been difficult to find one among all these excellent teams and excellent work. But we have to choose one. So, and well, I have to say that I've learned a lot about optimization when we see this project. And I think this is, well, an honor to communicate the winner of today's, which is the team Aegean with the Tossimizer.
Sí.
Ahí lo tienes, ¿eh?
Todo. Okay. Congratulations. He ganado.
¿Te dijimos que vamos a ganar o no?
Congratulations.
Qué bien.
Well, it's one of my groups, so I'm very proud of them. Okay, I need the stage. Go out. Clap for them. Now, to end this event, we want to have on the stage Antonio Torregrosa, director of Valenciaport Foundation, and he's going to have the last word, relevant word.
Thanks. Okay. The last 45 minutes speech, and you can go. No, I promise just one meeting. 1 minute. I just want to thank all the people that made it possible. It has been great, I'm sure, for all of us. Thanks to all the people supporting this hackathon and supporting OpenTop. Please keep believing in open innovation and keep supporting us. And especially to the people with the orange t-shirt. It has been really fantastic. Congratulations. I'm very proud to be part of it. And just remember, I told you on Friday, on June, we are opening our incubation program. You are all invited to try to be there. I will be happy if I see your faces there. So thanks. Get on board with OpenTop.
Well, thank you to everyone for making possible this miracle of open innovation. Thank you especially for those who have fostered innovation here in Valencia, my town, despite I'm living in Madrid, but it's my town. We was born here, so I'm very proud of all of you. And this is the end. Enjoy the few hours you remain in the weekend. So, thank you to everyone. Goodbye. Congratulations.